And we are back again, folks, ready to go live and continue this match between Cloud9 and the Misfits. I believe the internet issues are resolved at the IMF Power Masters venue, so we should be good to go. And continue to see if Cloud9 will have a bout or a chance at all to qualify for Odense, or if Misfits are going to be able to quickly dash those dreams, because they're on the comeback right now. Brought the scoreline up to 10-12 and currently have the advantage over Cloud9.
Yeah, it's a small advantage that Cloud9 have, but that gap is closing because Misfits showed a pretty big promise in these last couple of rounds with their early mid control, and here we have that. We actually, another round in a row that Misfits have sealed up, losing only one player. Now, for some reason, Cloud9 still have so much money. How on earth is that possible that they have that much money? I guess they saved one eco'd last round and just had leftover. Okay, now that they buy up, have really spent it, but yeah. Yeah, I guess they just wanted to have like one really sick buy, so saved even when they had a little bit of extra money left over.
And so that has caused Cloud9 to still get into this round with a fully bought economy. And they're going to quickly walk over to the B site. No delay on this at all. They're already at T main, and only about 20 seconds have gone by in the round so far. Sean, along with, who's in the site with him? Shazam. Going to be very ready to defend this, because even at mid, too, Automatic has positioning to watch out for this. And Sean did just see a player peeking over here at the box. He's not able to spray it and take him down completely, but thankfully, good timing on it. He unpeaks, gets out of there before things get too hairy, and now can re-peek into the fight. Sick can move back in. Wow, really well coordinated from Misfits to shut this hit down. Automatic will find a trade in mid, but that means very little at this point. What could still happen, however, is they could rush out towards A, as that site is wide open for the taking.
They could rush out towards A. Skadoodle trying to catch a mid-straggler. There's not going to be a player for him to kill, however, and the bomb has only walked around to boost. So they're assuming that there's still somebody here, and they really are investing in Skadoodle being able to get a frag first. No, our man Omenek has actually dedicated himself to quad, so we'll probably have the opportunity to op Skadoodle as no one's here to flash for him, and he's just going to try to clear angles to get a frag. Also, number 3 man, Sean Gare's coming in for the flank, and he will see Skadoodle at any moment, right?
Ooh, even hits him too. Brings Omenek down low. He legs him or hits him through the box. The nade's going to bounce to 0 damage, and now Sean shows up to save the day. Takes out Skadoodle in mid. Automatic will find the kill on Omenek. But even the site is going to get mollied back out, so Automatic moves in, looks for another kill to try and make this fight a bit more palatable. Misses that chance, though. Is not going to be able to catch Shazam peeking out from Z. So Automatic sits alone in 1v3. Was able to guarantee the bomb plant at least, so gets that extra money for his team. There's a good flash of truck too, and has to quickly swing in, try to take out Sean. Won't make it happen. Shazam is going to take him out, and that's Misfits tying up the game now at 12-12.
Seem close, and it's getting really tight here for Cloud9. They need this map. First of all, they need this and the next map. But at this point, it looks like Misfits are really figuring their CT side out, looking a lot more solid, and another decisive round. This time, straight up B hit from Cloud9 that gets shut down. Door closed immediately, and they don't make it past the choke point. Shazam doing a good job of opping, Sean spotting and getting that early damage in, as well as staying alive late enough into the round to flank and kill one of the last players. And now another similar setup with this heavy mid control, as a few players from Cloud9 seem to be staged up towards an A hit. Bomb going through Squeaky. AKs for the whole squad, apart from Skadoodle. But definitely looks like an A hit on the ducket.
We are going to continue to see Cloud9 shift themselves forward, ready for the execute out onto A. Flashes and smokes out across the board, letting them into the site. But that's not going to stop them from getting kills. Devo has already found one and dinks another one. Brings Stewie down very low to 21 HP. That'll force him to hide in the back for a little while. Cloud9 still gets site control though and found the plant. But it'll be a 5v4 with Stewie heavily injured. Barely any of the CT utility being used too. We're going to have Sick on a flank. A lot of this is making it look like Misfits should be able to easily retake this site when you look at the utility, the positioning. Everything works well for them, but it's all going to come down to the frags at the end of the day. They move in. Devo is struck first. No trades coming out until we see Tarek leap into the action. He picks up 2 for himself, but now he's the only man standing, and he won't stay that way for very long. Sick takes him out, and that's Misfits taking the lead now.
There were early warning signs. The initial kill from Misfits, Cloud9 having the site, but not feeling safe enough to push to even up or even get an extra kill. And then, obviously, it looked like a very simple retake overall. Match pause is called. I'm not sure if it's TAC.
Should be TAC at this point. But
yeah.
Could be from the internet issues too, so we'll get clarification on that in a second. But while we're waiting for that, we're going to head back over to Trace, who has a score update for one of their matches.
All right, that's right. We're taking a look right now at Luminosity and Rogue squaring off. It's a pretty quick bout, though. A lot riding on the line here, and you're going to see a 14-12 right away. And ultimately, a lot on the line here, especially for Cloud9, who is contingent on some of this. But either way, we're going to be giving it right back to Luna Launders, who's having the time of their lives.
All right, guys. Well, coming back into our match here now. As we are going to see Ominik starting off in the next round. Just spam going across, trying to catch someone here from the T side, but no connections going to be made. Dawo, though, has a very aggressive position inside of A main, and Skadoodle is going to be able to take him down. So advantage to Cloud9 to start off the round. Only one kill, though, but it does give them a nice 5v4, which should certainly help with any confidence issues here.
It's been a pretty clinical performance on the CT side for Misfits, but here's one round where the man advantage actually goes the way of Cloud9 for once. Will they be able to take it and run with it is the question. Going to A makes much more sense in this situation, 5v4 as opposed to 4v5. But again, the Misfits' retakes have looked formidable and have sometimes ended with them having 3 alive, so who knows if that'll matter.
Misfits did end up backing away from A presence entirely, however, so this could come back to bite them with Cloud9 waltzing right in, getting the plant. Stewie walking out, quickly taking down Sick, but also getting traded just as fast. That will now, again, allow for Cloud9 to get the plant, but with one man down, still a chance for Misfits to retake this if they decide to go for the 3v4. T saved a couple smokes, however, so they're going to be able to delay this retake for a couple extra seconds. And it's honestly not even looking like Misfits will attempt it. They're just hanging out at mid and outside of Z. So I believe they're just going to call for the save here on these guns and let Cloud9 tie it up again at 13-13.
Yeah, so as long as, you know, Cloud9 are able to get the kills, it's looking a lot more reasonable for them to be able to go A, take the rounds, and that was definitely very clean. I think a very important kill actually was Stewie's, and I feel like he was almost a little lucky there to hit that pretty insane flick onto Sick as they came out mid, because otherwise it would have been a 4v4, maybe a different round. Good spot from Sean Gares, however, to get those 2 kills, and this game isn't over. That money might matter. They also, you know, them having those 2 guns means something as well. They're going to drop these 2 ops almost certainly, rebuy up into this round. And again, look at these poor terrorists, no chance.
No chance at all, as Ominik also does a great job of distracting with the op shots coming through the door. And we do go into another pause here now that we're tied again. Is it tactical or technical, though? Looks like tactical. Okay. This time it's from Misfits, however, as Cloud9 took the last one.
They definitely have something to talk about. I think their rotates in were a little bit late, but they really had a good idea of Stewie being there and that he was likely going to come out mid. So they focused all their attention on it. And I think that they were set up for like the triple peak, and Stewie still found 1 kill, which was, I think, a lifesaver for Cloud9 for sure. Especially in a situation where just every small move matters so much. Now if they now they're going to a round which is, it's kind of cool because like it's 13-13, but it also feels like in terms of this CT half, both teams have really shown their hand, have been forced to push their best tricks out versus the other team, and are both starting to do exactly what works. But I feel like Misfits still have a little bit more to show. So, you know, Cloud9 have made the adaptation, have won a couple rounds, but Misfits' setup I don't think is awful. I think they actually just need to maybe have had one person more dedicated towards A, or potentially even try an A setup like this where if Cloud9 do decide to go A, well, they have it in the bag, and they've already shown that they can win a round on a full B. Double Shroud boost. Okay, we can call this the Ethan and Shroud. Why don't we do that?
The Ethan and Shroud play, I like it. And this is going to put one player up on top of the light post, as you can see, and another just in the usual position by the corner here. I've seen this done before. It wasn't executed that properly, though, so if they can make this work, this could be very, very detrimental to Cloud9. But that's going to assume Cloud9 go for another execute, which obviously is not set in stone just yet. Cloud9 essentially just playing into a default right now, so we're going to have to wait another 10 to 20 seconds or so before we see where Cloud9 want to take this. And thankfully, for those players that are playing boosted up, it does look like Cloud9 are going to set up to go in for at least mid, and then probably follow that up with A control.
Yeah, this is looking like a pretty promising round for Misfits. Obviously, not a very conventional setup, but they have the A player with an op watching highway, so these boost players can't have their spots compromised from a distance, and then a bunch of players in A main ready ready to come out and get mowed down.
There's Devo already picking up the first kill. He will change position, and both of them on top will actually get blinded, but they still maintain. Devo finds a second kill now. He's out of ammo over to the pistol, but look at it. It's he's even going to move forward, trying to pick up the AK-2. On the pistol, he's got the AK. Oh, but it'll be taken down by Skididdle through the box. Finally, a trade from Cloud9, and now they need to quickly move in. I think they're waiting for Tarek to get into position in Highway, and thankfully, all the shenanigans at A main have distracted Omnic. He looks away. That lets Tarek get the kill. They haven't seen the second guy on top. It's sick. Oh my goodness, whiffs half the clip away and just gets deleted by Rush. They still have this flight, but Rush is also watching for that. So with an excess of about 3 seconds, they get that bomb on the ground, and it falls to Shazam to clutch 1v2. Creeps in, going very, very slowly about this. Doesn't want to make any noise at all. Trying to give him the best position before he initiates against these 2 remaining Ts. So gets all the way through, around red box now, and will jump up on top. They don't hear him, but he misses the shot at point blank. Given a chance to correct it, though, will take down Rush. And now it's him versus Ska. Molly over the bomb, he'll take down Skidoodle, but does he have enough time? And after he waits this out, looking for a smoke, he's not going to be able to do that, so he has to wait for this Molly to go away. Diving into it, did he get onto it in time?
Yeah, he's got
I think he did it, so that will give the round to Misfits and send them up to 14.
Oh my god, man, that was almost such a disaster. They had that in spades. The second guy, Sick, didn't get cleared on boost. He had the perfect opportunity here to just wait. They weren't going to clear him, and he sees this, and he pulls the trigger so fast on Skidoodle when he could have just held on patiently, and his teammates weren't even in a position that he had to save them. I mean, Almanac had already died to a player coming up Highway. It was also his job, by the way, to make sure that Highway was clean, so if he just held on to that, that would have been a free frag. So, damn. Misfits trying their hardest to allow Cloud9 to win that, but Shazam coming in the clutch and winning that 1v2 for his squad. It's got to feel pretty good.
Absolutely. Definitely a scary moment for both teams there as they try to close out and take control over the lead. But now this has put Cloud9 into a very, very dire situation. 14-13. They are down 1 round, and look at the buy they have, too. They decide to force it, I believe.
They can't let it go to OT.
Can we check? Oh, that's very true. Can we check the money just to confirm that they did fully force? I mean,
oh, yeah, they fully forced. But at least this was a save.
Yeah.
They are rich.
Yeah, pretty much a full buy down for them. It's for the people at home to take notes if they want to. Now we see Sean already up on top. He's going to be able to chain together 2. This is not what they need. This is not how they want to start this off. And now they might just have to deal with overtime as they're getting absolutely shut down here. A few trades, but it's nowhere near enough. Misfits up to 15, and that automatically kills Cloud9's chances for a clean 2-0 in regulation. And
their chances of going to Odense with that game. Misfits make the 45th points right there. The magic number, and that's it. They're qualified. They should feel pretty good about this. I mean, just knowing that, and it was clear Cloud9 are fully aware of the circumstances, forcing in a situation where the game is so close, knowing that they could win an OT if they did save 1 more. But yeah, it's beyond lost at this moment, I think, officially. But maybe we get a second word at the end of the game to make sure.
Yeah, of course, we'll wait for final admin confirmation on all of this, but based on the knowledge we have, that should make it impossible for Cloud9 to catch up to Misfits at least and break them, which they would have had to win 2-0 in order to bump Misfits out of playoff contention.
Again, the reason is because at this point they're only able to get 2 points
per map
in overtime,
or for this map.
Yeah, for this map. So losing a point by just simply losing the match point to Misfits.
Well, Sean already shutting out Stewie as they attempt to defend B early on here. Stewie kind of a lone wolf, it would seem, trying to make his own work in B, but got pretty quickly overwhelmed. And now we see the rest of Cloud9. Gonna do probably a slow walkout up towards A. Automatic was allowed mid-control, but Devo still shuts him out before he can do anything with that positioning. Now the rest of Cloud9 boiling out of A main are going to attempt to recover this round and at least take it to OT. Even with the plant going onto the ground, smokes in the way, they'll continue to lose players, drop them 1 by 1 as Devo has now taken down Tarek. Skidoodle over peaks on top of the red box and loses his life to Shazam. Only Rush left alive here now in a 1v5 to try and save the team, keep them in this match and keep their playoff contentions alive, but that's not going to happen. Sean takes him down, so map number 1 between these 2 teams will end 16-13 for the Misfits, and that might very well mean for the first time in all 6 seasons of the ESL Pro League, if memory serves me correctly, we will not have Cloud9 at the Grand Finals.
Oof, that's pretty rough. That is pretty rough, and Odense of all places, somewhere we all want to go, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a pretty good map over. I mean, it was a very exciting map, first of all. And some of the adjustments that were made in the second half from Misfits were sick to watch. So, congratulations to them on their win. And, following that really hard loss versus Liquid, I think this was really good for them. And condolences to Cloud9 and Cloud9 fans.
Yeah, and again, like I said before, we'll wait for final confirmation just to affirm that that is indeed the case. But for now, we'll take it back over to our analyst to break down this map.
Well, that's right. It has happened. Seeing our first teams from tonight being guaranteed their spot in Denmark, and it's looking like
NRG and
the Misfits, boys,
are guaranteed through.
There it is. I wanted to keep the suspense going to keep you at home, just right there on the edge, but there you have it.
Yes.
NRG and the Misfits are going to Denmark.
Well, unfortunately for C9, I would be upset, but you got to take the positives. You have a great team. You guys are improving. Just got to find your medium, what really works for you guys. Hopefully the off season will help them.
Well, we're going to be jumping right back into the action here. CLG just on the cusp of making it to the land right now. They're sitting at a 14-12. We're going to throw it back to the commentators ready to bring us the rest of the action.
Thank you very much, Stunna, and we'll be diving right back into the matches. I believe it is live and currently rolling between these two teams. Splice, of course, was looking to upset to give Cloud9 a chance, but now that dream is dead, and all CLG must do to win this is, I believe, close out of this map, and they should be relatively secure. Although that's not going to be the way things will go here, although hold on.
Oh.
I'll reserve my judgment. We're getting, this is obviously an active thing going on. We're just jumping into this match. So Ethan is going to attempt to clutch a 1v3, and he's got the second kill. Just him versus Semphis. He knows generally where he came from, but that's where the split happens. He doesn't know if he went into the train yards or was at the bomb train. He's going to look for him here, sees his head, but Semphis will get the better of him, and that sends Splice back into this game now at 14-13, if he can find the bomb.
He's doing a victory lap just to rub it in, okay? So Splice after this, the start of this half, I think it was 10-6, and now it's actually 14-12 for CLG. So they had a pretty stellar T half to start this off. It's getting close though. It's very close. I mean, it really doesn't matter kind of at this point who's won the last rounds. I mean, you've only just got to pull out that secret strat that you were saving for the major. Just pull that out right now and get map point or get closer to map point.
Ethan continuing to try and win that out there, but unfortunately misses his initial volley, and that spells his death. So that has put Splice back on the map, back into this game. And now we have to see where the economy lies too, as obviously we did just kind of roll back into it, so we don't know for certain what kind of money CLG are working with. And ooh, it's not that much. They decide to pretty much just half buy here. And they'll try to win it out from 14 onward after they let Splice assumably tie it up. This assumes, of course, that CLG doesn't win this eco.
Yeah, and you don't want to put that past them, but this is definitely a good idea to hedge their bets on this round. You still have a good chance to win even with this. I mean, they would have upgraded, but not even had like an amazing buy. So we can see a lot of reasons they might want to do this. Also, they don't think they're going to worry too much about Splice's economy at this point. Again, just 2 rounds and close it out. So Splice, as much as they're thinking about the next round, they're also going to make sure that they don't let this one slip first of all. And for the sake of their economy, do it cleanly. So 3 players are ready to play inner together. There's our number 7 man, Semphis, in a great spot.
Semphis still trying to hold on the outskirts here, but no, he will get taken down. Davey and Roka shutting it out on this round, and Roka specifically nicely done with that work from on top. Burke is kind of going to awkwardly waltz through A, since he's the last man standing now. He's going to get something done here. Ooh, some good shots against Mitch, but Mitch is smart. He gets out of there. Avoids his death, trying to keep things stable for Splice here. And there we go. Finally baits him into walking into the open where Drone can knock him out, and that's Splice to tie it up at 14-all.
Oh, I actually think I misread initially when we looked at this game. I thought that Splice were playing T side in the second half, and I was kind of worried that they wouldn't be able to get a great half out of it. But their CT side is probably going to be a little bit better. So if I'm CLG, definitely more worried at the moment. And with Splice finding their footing, this is definitely a heater. 2 rounds left, potentially, in this game. It definitely seems like there's high chance for OT, actually, considering how things have gone.
Since we jumped into it anyway.
And initial kill comes out. Big frag, but an instant trade. Great play from Semphis.
Semphis will continue to hold down below, too. He's got to be a little bit careful in the duel versus Ethan, because Ethan wanted to take that challenge, and he'll end up winning this next battle, but at a very heavy cost to his own life. He's down at 7 HP now after finding that frag.
It was kind of a 50-50 engagement, but they were 4 to 4 players. It's hard to say if that was definitely the best peak to take in that situation, But in exchange, they have pushed inner, and they did have a lot of info on where majority of the CLG players were. A couple at Ivy, at least 2 at ladder. So off of the back of that, getting aggressive makes sense. Will Davey overstay his welcome or actually push too aggressively? It looks like he might potentially get opt. It depends how impatient he gets.
See the rest of CLG slowly creeping up to Davies' position here, so he's going to be challenged, ready to pre-fire into it, and they hesitate around the corner, so this is going to let him multi-frag. Ethan's next. He was low. He could have actually stuck there and killed the last 2, but decided against it, and now we've got Ethan rolling out solo here onto the A site, and it's not going to be long before he's plastered onto the ground by Roka, and Drone finishes it off, putting Splice up to map point first.
Oh my god, that's a big win. This could be a big win for Splice. Guarantee a point here as they lock down OT. They pull it together at the end of the half after giving up a pistol round, a few rounds in a row. And this is a great play from Davey. Finds a great angle, is patient enough that he doesn't try to push too hard, even though they're down a man. So important that he played that position exactly like he did. And you can see it didn't come much of it didn't come down to aim. It was just good positioning.
So if CLG do make it to OT, and I assume, as we're getting updates since this is going on actively, I believe what we were just told is that if CLG manages to make it to OT and wins, that at least will still be enough to guarantee land for them.
So they only have to win one map?
I believe so, yeah. Oh, okay, excuse me. So to clarify again, CLG only need 1 point, so they actually just need to tie this, and they're good.
They just need this last round.
Yeah.
That's it.
Or obviously the next map too. They could still win there.
Well, I mean, if they don't get this next round, then they have to get it in the next map.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see. The pressure's on.
Oh, that's pretty intense, man.
Woo!
This is how they sold tickets to the Coliseum. You gotta watch people fighting for their lives.
Fight to the death.
Oh my God, that is intense. I hope to never have to be in this situation.
You never thought Splice was going to be the guardian between sticking it to online play and land play.
Yeah,
that's
for
the
real.
case.
Look at that Snake's looking more fearsome than ever. Holy smokes, that is intense, man.
Don't tread on me has never been more relevant.
Yeah.
So we will get back into it. The 30th round here.
Oh, and they don't have good guns.
It's going to be terrible guns, in
Terrible.
fact. Scout, a Galil, an Ump, a CZ, and a Deagle. It's all different guns, so a bit of a smorgasbord there from CLG, trying to put everything together on this last round. They do have...
Is it a topping for sandwiches?
Yeah, I guess it's... I don't actually know what that word means. It just... It's a fun word.
I think it's the thing that they use for seances.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. It's a Ouija board.
Well, CLG, at the very least with semi-decent utility, should be able to put together some type of execute here. But if not, it'll be Splice, and CLG will have to look for revenge on the next map if they want to stay in the running for playoffs.
Oh my God. I mean, they need 1 round just to get to OT, but this is literally the land point.
Mm-hmm. Davey, well, he'll be challenged early on at the back of upper. Falls back. Ethan will not be able to line at the kill. It's actually Ricky that gets it from further up at the entrance to upper there. And that was because they pushed the CT player here back earlier. But Roka and Ricky trading blows again. Splice have been put down relatively low. We can see they're down to just 3 players. CLG have the man advantage, but there's still so much utility left on Splice. They have all 3 players with mollies. Drone, interestingly enough, is using none of this as he creeps up. He wants to stay completely quiet. That lets him line up the first kill. Down will go Ethan. Kusta's next up here in middle, but he's not going to suspect it. So Kusta only chains together that 1 kill, traded up by Davey after that. Moves in, tries to ninja, and Semphis will basically secure it. Ricky spamming into it. No! He's not going to be able to stop the defuse, so Splice win it out in the 30th round. They come back for a lost lead and take control 16-14. They've denied CLG of their playoff ticket on this map, but there's still the 2nd map to go. For now, though, they are not safe just yet.
But there's only the 1 map to go. They have to do it next map. They came within 1 of closing this out right here and couldn't do it because one of those Galil bullets didn't touch the guy in the smoke. That he could basically see. That was insane.
So unfortunate. We'll take another look at that really quickly just to see it again here. Kusta with the hold. Big mistake by Drone, not checking it and expecting him. Davies quick to trade it at least, but when he jumps onto the defuse here, Cutler attempts to go in for the knife. Semphis cuts him off at the back of the lane, and Ricky runs out of ammo and does not have time to quick switch. And even worse, Semphis actually killed him too. So he wasn't even going to be given that chance.
That's a tough pill to swallow, man.
Yeah. So that'll close out our segment right here. We'll once again send it back over to the analyst to figure out just where we are in playoff contention.
Just where we are in playoff contention, and I'm telling you guys, you're going to hate to hear this. Cloud9 will not be going to Denmark. That is simply put just how this one broke down at the end of the day. As it stands currently, our confirmed attendees thus far for the North American region: Optic, SK, Misfits, Liquid, and Energy. Now, we do have one more slot left, and that one is a toss-up between Counterlogic Gaming and Luminosity. And so ultimately, it's all come down to this.
So CLG has to just get 1 point to make it, and Luminosity has to win with CLG losing, because head-to-head, Luminosity lost to CLG.
So even if CLG were to have the same amount of points as LG at the end of the season, they would take that head-to-head and they would fill the final slot.
Right. So they couldn't have gone in with a tie. It has to be landslide to the 6th.
What was it that Launder said? Is like one bullet from the Khalil could have changed the playoff trajectory. Isn't it funny how RNG works its way in?
It's crazy because you could even take that and relate it all the way back to history of America and stuff like that. I mean, it's one bullet, right?
So about Aaron Burr?
Look, doesn't matter. Long story short, we're going to be looking at this one from a different standpoint. You know, in our next matchup, we've got Splice and Counterlogic Gaming jump over to Cash. Then inversely, if you look at LG and Rogue, they're going to be squaring off on Inferno. So ultimately, where do we see this one going in terms of our last playoff spot, guys?
Well, Luminosity, I mean, I think that's their map choice is Inferno, so against Rogue. Actually,
Rogue's pretty darn good on Inferno,
so
too.
I don't know, then. That'd be a tough one to call.
I mean, obviously, LG need to win to keep
win.
both of these matches relevant, right? Because if LG just get wiped, then it doesn't matter, right? Because then CLG will just make it to the final.
Yes, by points.
Well, we do have 5 of 6 of our attendees here for the Pro League LAN Finals in Denmark. We will be determining our 6 here at the finals, at the conclusion of our next map. So make sure you're here with us when we come back. It's going to be either CLG or Luminosity going to Denmark.